Welcome to the Overnight Coder. We're going to talk about installing WordPress two different ways. We're going to talk about installing it automatically with some of the tools that are given to us using GoDaddy's file manager, as well as manually using WordPress.org. So the first thing I'm going to do is download WordPress. Get my copy from WordPress.org. Go and download here. Sorry about that. So my file is definitely downloaded here. And then while I do that, I want to check out the file manager. So I definitely have an account here at GoDaddy. It's just a standard account. It's a hosting account. And my account actually is blank, or any hosting file that looks blank like this is where we're at. So my starting point would have nothing in it. Obviously my file manager is here, and that's where my files are going to be. But we're just going to skip down to the automatic. So the software that comes with this, whether it's Soft Delicious or the Installatron, which is what GoDaddy is currently using, just click on this right here. And clicking on this, it's going to bring up an easy to use screen that allows me to install, using Installatron, multiple different applications, but I'm looking for WordPress. Install this application here. And it instantly brings me over to my setup. Now I'm going to select a couple different fields here, starting with this. Hit to accept, update, go ahead. All this is fine. For the username, I'm going to do something easy. And I can leave all this the same. Do I want to set up the 2-foot? No. Limit login attempts? No. Enable multi-site? That's fine. No. It looks like I'm going to install. I'll write down my username and password just in case. My email, I could have changed that as well, but I can also change that once I load up. So just to get the basic install going, using GoDaddy, again, it's that easy. So again, I had nothing here. Just had nothing, and then in just a few clicks, we now, if I refresh the page, should have a default WordPress setup. So it's that easy to get set up with your site with some basic defaults. Now, they show you here, obviously it's always wp-admin. You'll always use that for your login on your WordPress site, so that keeps it really simple. You can always click from here, or you can just add it to the back end here, like so. Conflicted with the login, where you type in your credentials. Log in. Awesome, and now I'm logged into my new site. So this is just the basic. Obviously, this is using, if we look, appearance themes, you can see that it's currently just using the 2016 theme. WordPress comes standard with the 3 themes here that usually get updated. As well as if you go with GoDaddy, it comes with these 2 plugins. So you've got the Askmet and the Hello Dolly. That's it on installing it automatically. Not much harder than that. We're going to go ahead and whoops. See if we can uninstall this, get back to the default. Select uninstall. Silly. Yes. Uninstalling. Back to the default. There's no files in the file manager. And then let's just say we wanted to do this manually. It gets a little bit harder. I'm going to go through this just a little bit quicker. Sometimes you don't have the automatic stuff. Not to say that, I mean, it's not harder, it's just, it takes you a couple more seconds than it normally would. So I just clicked on the file manager. If I were to go back, it's here, file manager, brought here, go into the public HTML. I have nothing here but the CGI bin, which is default. That's great. I want to upload a file, select the file. I'm going to pick my WordPress, my new WordPress zip, wait for that to complete. Alright, awesome, it's completed. I'm going to go back, Going to extract. So here should be my WordPress files, and it should be, definitely, I'm going to delete this folder real quick, or this zip file, because now I have my folder here. But it's not exactly where I need it. So I can see that it did a WordPress folder, and inside that WordPress folder are the files that I actually need. So I'm going to go ahead and Control select all these. I'm going to move them to my public HTML directory, not in WordPress. Go up one level. That means that this folder is blank and it has nothing in it. So I'll go ahead and delete that because everything's now in the main folder. Perfect. So this is usually set up. What's going to happen is you also need a database for this. So if you go over to the actual website, I just went over to my web domain. It brought me to this screen, which is my setup. So I'll click continue because I'm English. It says I'm going to need some things, database name, username, and so on. I'm going to click let's go, and I'm going to get ready. So I need the database name and these things here, which I can actually set up now. So from the file manager, I'm going to go to the database settings. I'm going to go to MySQL databases. I need to set up a database. So create a new database is right at the top. Let's call this Charmify_WordPress create database. Copy that name. That's the first question on my list. I'll go back. As I'm going back, I'm going to go over the WordPress setup, copy the database name. Awesome. The username. So if I scroll down that page that we were just setting up our database on, I've created one database. It's here. I have no privileged users, so now we need to set up the users, which is down here. So currently, I'm just going to call it user X. With a password, we'll generate the password. I'm going to copy this password. Use password. I always do two things here. I know it may be funny, but I'm going to paste in the password here, and then I'm also going to open up another tab, and I like to paste it here. Just because if something happens, it makes my job a lot easier that I have that password, because I can't actually see it on the database page. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to continue here by creating a user. I've created the user Charmify_user X. Remember the Charmify_ was generated for us for both. I'm going to go back. And then one more thing I want to do while I'm here is add Charmify user to the database. Now it's already got these in the drop down box. If it's a fresh site, they'll be you only have one user, you'll have one. You just click add. I want to select all privileges, make changes, and we're almost done. I'll go back. Now I can see that Charmify WordPress has a Charmify user and it has all privileges. So we're all set up there. I want to come back here. I didn't put the username in, but I did copy it. I'm going to paste it now. Don't worry, guys. I won't be leaving this active, so nobody's going to be able to hack my my database here. I'm not really too worried. So for those of you wanting to try now, it'll probably be deleted by the time this video goes up. Definitely don't want to show your username and password to anybody, so keep that in mind. Your table prefix, you can leave that the same. Your database host, if you go with GoDaddy or Bluehost, you're going to keep it at localhost. Some hosts actually require you to put in a different host name. It won't be localhost, and you can get that from your internet provider. A lot of times you can leave this. So submit. That's it. Run the install. Set a title. So my title will be my site. Username is staff. Password is Tesly123. Confirm the use of weak password. That's fine. Email at yahoo.com. Discouraged. No. So install. Perfect. And that's the manual way. Just to show you, it's going to be the same setup. If you look at the site, it'll give you the same thing. Awesome. So enjoy.